Hello and welcome back to the UE4 Basic series. Now today we're going to be going over the UI, the user interface of the Unreal 4 engine. So first thing, we're going to start from the left and work our way to the right. So start by going to the top right, File. Now File is just like any other program like Photoshop, Word and whatnot, where you can open a new document or a new level in this case. You can open an existing one. You can save as, save all, basically save all levels as if you're level streaming. We'll go into that in the future, not right now. Open assets just basically opens an asset window. Save all saves everything in the scene, so all your blueprints and everything. Choose files to save, obviously just choose. Connect to source control, I'm not entirely sure with that, never used it. New project, start an entire new project from the engine itself if you want to do that, but I've never done that myself. Project settings, package project, and that's Windows. Basically you can package a project into any of these platforms as long as you have the SDK for it. Now, using a Windows computer, I already have the SDK for it on Windows 10, and you already have it, so you can straight off the bat package a project as Windows 64-bit. And basically what this does is when you're finally done with your project, with your game, level, whatever you're creating, you can click on package Windows 64-bit and then it'll create a .exe of the game ready for playing. There's more to do with this and we'll go over it in future tutorials, but for now I'll keep moving on. And then your content, I don't really use any of these right down here. Import, you can import a different way. I use a different way, we'll show that in a sec, but you can also do it from here. So this imports all your basic objects. Like if you've done a 3D model, you can import it to the game engine from here if you want to, or import a scene that you've created. Edit, basically it's just your undo. See, if you've done something in the engine and you don't like what you've done, you can undo it. Obviously Control Z allows you to undo, or Control Y allows you to redo if you want to. And then copy and paste and all that. It's just like any other program. Control C, Control V, copy and paste. Control X, cut. So it's pretty easy to handle on it. Plugins, basically like on the actual launcher. If we go back to the launcher, you have in the community section, the marketplace, sorry. In the marketplace you have all these different packs that you can buy, and basically if you buy one of these will act as a plugin into the software to allow you to use them, basically, and that's what the plugins do. How we have edit preferences and project settings, we won't go into them just yet either. You have window, or these are just all the different windows that you can use. The basic setup of what it is now, you don't really need to worry about any of the others. What you have right now is perfectly fine, so I just keep it the way it is. Help, if you want more help and tutorials, like they have tons of tutorials online, document ones, and video tutorials as well. So this is a nice place to go if you're really stuck in something. Now we have modes. We have the modes tab here. Now this will allow us to any object we've recently placed will go into this. So if we go to basic, it'll allow us to create cubes, player start location, a light, a point light, an empty arrow, empty actor. It'll allow you to place any of these, a trigger box, like some of these stuff we will be going over in the future again. We've got lights here, so it's basic, has all the stuff that you'll commonly use, and then it's sectioned off into different little nice and neat section. So lights, you've got all your lights, you've got visual effects, all your visual effects. BSP, your BSP is a pretty handy tool. That'll probably be the next tutorial. Volumes, these are all the different volumes and all the classes. This is what you will be using this quite a lot. And then you've got your paint, which goes along with your landscape editor, which allows you to then create a landscape and then paint your landscape up with grass and dirt and rock and all that. Foliage also complements the landscape, and geometry editor, that'll help you with BSPs. Again, we will be going over all this in different videos. Now, content browser down here, this is the place where you're going to be adding all your assets and new content that you've created in other programs. So if you've created a nice table in Maya or 3ds Max or Blender, whatever 3D program you've done, you can import here by literally clicking on import, add new. It allows you to add all these different specialized classes. If you know, it allows you to add materials, a new level, blueprints, particle systems, all them handy stuff, really cool stuff. And then at the top you have save. So another way of basically saving really quickly, just click that and it'll literally save. Source control, I never use that. I don't really know where it is myself, but I've never had to use it, so yeah. And then we've got open content browser, but your content browser is down here on the bottom left, so you don't really need to use that, but yeah, because it's already open. But if you somehow lose your content browser, just click on content up here and it'll launch you for your marketplace. That'll launch you back into the launcher where we were before, looking at all the marketplace, all the little plugins that you could potentially buy. There are some free stuff on there, so be sure to check it out every so often. Settings allows you to change world setting, project settings, plugins. Now if you're having trouble running the engine at the moment, I don't know why mine's all set to low, might as well set it back up to high. But engine scalability settings, if you're having trouble with the engine running, like you're on a laptop or a really not very good computer, pretty much an old computer, then you can, you know, change the quality of the 3D render, which is this window right here. You can change the quality here, so you can turn anti-aliasing off pretty much with the low setting. You can turn all that off. Textures, lower textures, and it's pretty cool if you just can't run it very well. Then material quality level. Obviously, again, switching to low will improve your render experience. Preview rendering level. These, I won't really worry about these. I mean, I think from 5 to 4, I think that is a little bit of improvement, but you won't be able to do, like, see where the little info tab popped up? You won't be able to do PS4 or Xbox One with shading model 4. So I'd say just stick to number 5. There's no point in changing. Real-time audio, I've never really messed with that. This is the snapping, so you can enable active snapping. You can enable the distance of that snap, how far you want it to snap. Like, for some reason it's showing it all the way at the bottom of the drop down list, but the number that's changing there from like 30 to 50 and whatnot, that's basically the distance, the amount of units it's going to be moving across for the active snapping. Now, you don't really have to worry about any of these too much at all, honestly. And then we have blueprints. Now, these are all your different blueprints. These are like the core of what makes your projects work, pretty much. This is where you go if you're creating a level that is very intricate and requires you to open, like, I don't know, a door or a hatch to somewhere. You will use blueprints to process those functions. Cinematics, Now this is matinee. There's no point in going over this because in 4.12, which I could download now, but I'm not doing it just yet. It's replaced with something else now. I think it's sequencer or something. I think it's called. But that's getting replaced, so there's no point in even learning that. It was a handy tool in UDK, but it's never really been handy in this because there's an alternative that you can use that we'll show later anyway. That's all in this build currently as well. And then build allows you to build the level. So if you've got a level that uses AI and you've got all the AI movement, it'll build all that for you. So it'll build all the platforms that the AI can walk on, it'll build the lighting to your level, it'll build the collision meshes for your level as well. So if you're having trouble falling through an object, it might be because you've not got a collision mesh on there, or it might just be because you haven't built your level properly or something. Anyway, I'm going to cancel that because that's going to take a while. And then we've got play, which will allow you to basically play the game straight in the viewport. Okay, and then we've got the launch option, which will allow you to basically see everything with the actual aspect ratio of your computer. So 1920 by 1080 is mine. If I launch that, it'll allow me to play the game with my actual aspect. It'll pop up with a little window, but you just click full screen and then it shows you the actual proper dimensions of it would be. Just click play, it's playing in a very small window that isn't even, a proper standard resolution size. It's basically a rectangle, a vertical rectangle. It's not very good. Like, you may have UI, and when you're doing UI, you may find that UI will just not show up on the screen because it's not, like, hasn't got enough width. But it's like in the launch window, it will show up perfectly fine. Now, next we have World Outliner. This will allow you to select, like, it shows every single asset that is in this scene right now. So if I want to, in the search bar, I can search floor, because I know there's a floor somewhere, but I don't know where that is. Where is it? I don't know. So I'll click on that and then it'll select the floor. I think I may have already had it selected, but you get the idea. But if I'm just looking for what the hell's big wall, what is big wall, there you go. So now I know that is big wall. It basically just highlights everything that is in the scene, so it's a nice place to look if you're having trouble selecting something that you've placed in the scene. And then we've got details, the detail pane. This will allow you to rename an object, and then it will rename it in the outline if you want to do that. And then you have all the details of that selected object. So if I select this over here, it'll have a different set of details because it's a different object. But yeah, going back, it'll show you materials, your actual model. It'll allow you to, change basic settings for it, so I can actually set physics on that object if I really wanted to, but yeah, I'm not going to do that right now. And then next we have world settings. World settings will allow you to basically change the physics, so you can override the gravity, so you can set it so like it's really high. So it's basically what's going on in this particular world. So world settings, I believe, carries over to each level that you do. So you set the actual world gravity to 50 or something like that, I don't know, it's the random value, and then go to another level that you've created in this window. So if you click new level, it will carry over that 50 value of the world gravity, and yeah, your player won't be able to jump as high because the gravity is higher or something. But yeah, that will carry over to each single one. I'm gonna set that to 0 because it bugs me when it's actually at a value and I'm not using it. But yeah, that's set back now. But yeah, that's pretty much it. In the next video we will be going over the actual 3D window. It's just the more fun part of the engine. We'll be, like, originally I was gonna show you in this video how to move around and how to do all these little windows, but the video has been going on long enough. I tend to try and keep to at least 10 minutes, because I know tutorial, when you're looking for a tutorial, you don't want it to drag on. I know I've rambled a lot in this video as well, but there's a lot of features. This engine is powerful, believe me. Once you get down to it, there's a lot you can do with it. So this is going to be the most rambly video I've ever created, pretty much. After this, it shouldn't be as rambly. Anyway, hope you've enjoyed. Don't forget to drop a like and subscribe. See you all next time. Goodbye.